I looked up some stuff on the word peace, and it's kind of a word that's easy to define, but maybe really hard to implement. In a worldly view, peace is simply the absence of conflict or worry. In a biblical sense, it is the absence of war or conflict, but it also means wholeness and completeness. The Hebrew word for peace, which I have forgotten and didn't write down, can be used in two different ways depending on the circumstance that it's being used. From a biblical standpoint, we are working towards the wholeness and completeness in our relationship with God, and that is what gives us inner peace. In John 16:33, and this is Jesus speaking, I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. In my opinion, Jesus is not guaranteeing that we will have worldly peace while we are still living in this physical world, but we can be happy that through his son Jesus Christ we can have peace with God. The Bible also talks about peace within our family. In Romans 12:18, the Apostle Paul was talking to the church in Rome, where there was conflict in the way the new Christians were trying to get a grasp on how they were supposed to treat Old Testament law. And his words to them were, if possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. Inner peace through Jesus and in the presence of God is not based on worldly circumstances. So I think what I'm going to strive for in the coming days and months and years is the biblical view of wholeness and completeness in my relationship with God.
John 14:27 says, Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. To me, peace means not having to worry about anything and trusting God to take care of any situation or circumstance.
Peace for us is when these hooligans go to bed.
For me, in a world that is quickly going downhill and that welcomes sin, peace is knowing we worship a God who has conquered sin. Through him we are redeemed, and there is peace in knowing we will live in heaven with him for eternity.
For me, peace comes in knowing that God is in control. When worries come our way, God's got it. When we experience loss and pain, God's got a plan. Even when it seems like God doesn't answer prayers, God is in control. He is working everything out for our good in ways that we can't even understand. We've seen this, as many of you have seen it as well. Knowing God's done it before, so he'll do it again, brings me peace.
I know what.
Peace on
Peace and love.
God gives us peace because he knows that he needed to be part of this world. When Jesus was born, the angel said to the shepherds, "Don't fear not, and give them peace."
John 16:33 says, These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer, I have overcome the world. I am the kind of person that worries about everything, and I have a really hard time of letting go and not having control over everything. And when I was in junior high, Javelin had a health scare that just really made me like not feel who I was. I was scared to even go in my bedroom. I couldn't even sleep in my own room. But just coming to know that the Lord is in control of everything brought so much peace into my life. And like knowing that the Lord is with me through everything just really helps, knowing that He's in control even when I'm not. I know I'm not in control all the time, but sometimes I feel like I am even though I'm not. But another verse that really stands out is Deuteronomy 31:8, and it says, "And the Lord, He it is that doth go before thee. He will be with thee. He will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed." And just knowing that the Lord goes before us in everything, as well as walking beside us, and knowing that even Christians go through hard things, but just knowing that we're not alone just brings so much peace over my life. It doesn't look like I do because I'm crying, but just like the second time it happened, I was just so much at peace because I knew the Lord had my sister in His arms, and then He had a bigger plan for her life, even if we couldn't see it then.
We can find peace with God. His death made peace between our sinful nature and God's holy nature.
His coming back to life gives us hope of living in peace with God.
The verse that came to mind when I was told to talk a little bit about peace was John 14:27. "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." And as Jesus talking to His disciples and referring to the Holy Spirit, which we have as believers, and I know with all the events that's taking place in the world today, I'm at peace. At peace even with the health issues we're dealing with, because we know God's in control.
Peace. It does not mean to be in a place where there is no noise, trouble, or hard work. It means to be in the midst of those things and still be calm in your heart.
John 16:33. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. Peace means to me that you don't have to worry about anything because God is always in control for the good or for the bad.
When I accepted Jesus into my heart, it gave me peace, and I try to use that in my everyday life and live it and share it.
I guess my favorite verse for many, many years has been, "Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed upon thee, because he trusteth in thee." Isaiah 26:3. And I guess to me that just means that I have to stay close. I have to stay close to God in close fellowship with Him daily to have that peace. And if we keep our eyes upon God, He will give us that peace in His presence. And if we sit quietly with Him, we can feel His filling us with that peace. As the time came closer for my surgery, I could feel anxiety building, and my devotions for that day, God was just, it was from Him, and it was about anxiety and peace. And I read that, and it was just so meaningful. And I prayed, and God filled me with a peace that flowed from the top of my head to the bottom of my toes. I mean, physically, I could feel that. And I had that peace as they took me into surgery that morning. And I still feel that peace. Things are going really well with my recovery, but it's still not a done deal yet. close with Him, and He gives me that peace and leads me through every day.
We're talking about peace, and this time of year is a time to reflect lots of things, but peace is on our mind this week, and peace is all around us, and it's so important to share it with other people. And I believe that if you have Jesus Christ in your heart, you can fully have peace in your life. You don't have to worry about cares or problems or everyday things. You can just turn back to Jesus and just know that there is peace, and no matter what, there's peace for now and for eternity.
So I looked up the definition of peace, and it says here it is a stress-free state of security and calmness that comes when there is no fighting or war, everything coexisting in perfect harmony and freedom. And when God sent Jesus, He sent peace, because our sin to God is hostile. Therefore, there is no peace, and Jesus is our bridge to God, and therefore He gives us peace with our Creator. And it also read another verse, and it said that there is no peace among the wicked. So, and I think that was in Isaiah 48, but so if you don't have Jesus, you have no peace.
The Lord has given me peace from all my big problems I've ever had in my life. When I have trouble, I just turn it over to God, and He takes care of it, one way or the other. Sometimes you don't get what you want, but you get peace of mind. And that's what it's all about. The Lord gives you peace of mind.